fellow composer John North with the opening of Inside Tennessee.
Hope you like it.
Not really. All right, fellas, I want to get to this question, and it's a broader question. Matt, you were making the point that you focus on local issues. But one of the complaints I hear from people who are frustrated with both parties is that their view on guns, global warming, and abortion may not line up in a perfect form like the parties expect it to. What do you say to people who say, I have a variety of different views, and some may be over here, and some may be over here, and some may be right here?
I say that's like everybody. And we, in the Democratic Party, I like to say that we have a big tent party. We have a spectrum of people. We've got Joe Manchin and AOC in the same party, and I'm proud of that. I, for one, am proud of that. And here locally, too, we have a spectrum of Democratic beliefs. And I always tell our candidates, and I tell our voters as well, too, that I don't expect you to toe the party line all the time. You are a human, you have different experiences, different contexts, and we need to field candidates who can win in their districts and who represent their districts as well, too. And we've got a number of people who are independents or former Republicans who want to get involved in the Democratic Party as well, too, and I say welcome aboard.
What do you make of that criticism, Buddy, that people just don't obviously align in that perfect form?
I'm going to have to say that everybody is different. I don't necessarily align with everybody's opinion on guns, but that's not, my guns are not your problem. I don't necessarily align with you on abortion. I honestly do not think abortion should be a form of birth control, but I see an issue where if there was issues of rape, incest, or something like that, that there may be something to that.
An exception you would favor, just as a GOP member of the GOP, you'd like to see those exceptions?
I think that those, if properly worded and properly executed, yes, in cases of rape, incest, or something like that, or the mother or child's life.
And it's fair to say some Republicans would vehemently disagree with you right now. Some in the state legislature would say that.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
So, Matt, touching on what John says, how do you, as the local party chair, sort of disconnect from these broader national social arguments that city council and county commission are not going to legislate, but you want to elect candidates to those seats? We want to, as a Democratic Party, elect candidates to those seats. How do you get the populace to disconnect and say, hey, this county commissioner isn't going to get to vote on abortion rights, but they are going to vote on your property taxes. They are going to vote on whether your road gets improved or whether there's a new development that goes in at the end of your cul-de-sac. How do you get the voter to understand the distinction that local politics are very different than from what we see on a state and national level?
It's about what we discuss when we campaign. It's all about messaging. Tip O'Neill said that all politics is local, and for a while I didn't believe that, but I've become to believe that more and more lately. Whenever I sit down with candidates, we talk about what their messaging is going to be, and I say, look, you may feel very strongly about something related to guns or abortion or the environment, but that's not what you're running to change, because you can't change that, what you're running for. You need to talk about the trash pickup. You need to talk about sidewalks. You need to talk about zoning issues. And I think that voters are smart, and voters can see through a lot of the nationalized nature of local politics, and I think that particularly here in Knox County, people just want good government, and that's what our candidates want as well, is good government.
Buddy, 45 seconds to you, and then we've got to run. What would you say to Don's question?
I think I'm going to agree that all politics are local, and that what we do locally affects our state and the federal candidates that run. Tim Burchett was a mayor. We elected him as mayor. He had been a state representative. Now he is he's in the U.S. Congress. That is a local politician who has gone to a greater level, and what we believe in our area is going to carry over to his beliefs in Congress.
Buddy Burkhardt, Matt Shears, we appreciate the time. Thank you both for being here and having a civil conversation. It can happen in politics. Proof right there. We'll be back with our talk around where these two go crazy.
It's about to change in a moment.
Yes, it is.